So, thank you. Let me just get comfortable. Thank you for jumping on, Mariana. I think the just the same way I start all of the other interviews and testimonials, the videos that we've had. I think the camera's a little bit higher this time. Just yeah, in briefly introduce yourself and the brand. I was going to say your brand, but you obviously like Alia. Alia is the owner of the brand. She's not here right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, briefly just introduce yourself and the brand, and then we'll go from there and ask like more particular questions and stuff.
Yes, so I'm Mariana. I am currently responsible. I'm brand and logistics operations coordinator at Lalingi. We are a accessories brand. We are most known for evening bags, clutches, resort bags, and we recently started branching out to other accessories like earrings. So we started developing earrings that matched our bags.
Yeah.
We our core, so we're well known for our shapes and crystals. Um, so our brand rotates around that. So everything is very glitzy, glamorous. Because Alia, when started the brand, felt like there was a gap in the market for really nice and fun bags that you can carry for events or like a dinner out with friends. So we kind of started working on that, and yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Awesome. So, I mean, tell me a little bit more. How long has the brand been going for, and how long have you been working for Alia as well and Lalingi?
So the brand has been going for 7 years this year. It's
Okay.
just turning 7 in March. I've been with the brand gonna be 5 years next month.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So
a
you're
long
there. You're
time.
you're there now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, it's been 7 years. We started with a very funky product. We were known for the ice cream scoopers, very inspired by the Japanese fake food movement. Ali was very inspired by that in the beginning, and then we slowly transitioned to the crystals, like
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
very inspired by that, and the shapes, the hearts, and we have been building the brand all around that type of product. We are slowly branching out for a few different shapes, a few bags more casual, but always keeping um, our brand and our everything about the crystals and the metals and like the sequins and everything still very present today.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, you probably answered my next question, which is going to be, what inspired Alia? Because obviously Alia is the owner of the business. Do you want to maybe speak a little bit more like about Ali, what Ali is like it personally, or like what she like maybe what inspired her to start the brand and stuff like that? You may know her a lot.
I mean, she's obviously the right person to to go over that. And I think, as I mentioned, it just she felt she was always very creative. She has a background in graphic design,
Okay,
so
cool.
but she always had an interest in fashion. And when she moved to London, she's original from Beirut. When she moved to London, she started toying with the idea of having a brand, and I guess, as I mentioned, she felt like there was a gap for evening bags because it's something that we
Yeah,
don't see. Obviously, the handbag market, the luxury handbag market, is gigantic, but there is not a lot of fun, different statement evening bags. We call our bags like arm candy, and because they
yeah,
are literally like the bag started literally as inspired by candy, and then we kind of moved to the concept of like the bracelets. When you have like a lot of bracelets and stuff, people were saying that was like that arm
yeah.
whole thing of the arm candy. So we kind of moved that to accessories. Yeah, I think, and also she really wanted to create pieces that were conversation starters. So if you take them
Yeah, yeah,
to an
yeah.
event, to a wedding, it's guaranteed that if someone's gonna stop you and ask you where is your bag from, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Like I wore the bag out all the time, and I don't think I ever not been stopped when I'm wearing the bag
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
So
it's like it's eye catching. It's just
yeah, it is. Yeah,
impossible not
yeah.
to.
I'll ask our editor to include some videos of images of
Yeah.
whilst we speak about it. Yeah, that's totally fine. So okay, cool. So and then what tell us a little bit about you, Mariana. Like, what's your background and how did you get into working with Lilingi and how did that come about?
So I studied fashion production and fashion media. between Lisbon and London. And then when I finished studying here in London, I started looking for a job. Alia was at the time looking for someone to help her with social media. At the time, it was literally just her and obviously the factory, but just her on her own. And she was about to have her second kid.
Okay, no.
And yeah, she was helping as she was looking for some help with the social media. So I had some previous experience on that because I worked a few years mostly on social media marketing. So I started working at Alingi with that, creating content for
Nice, okay.
mostly Instagram. And then I slowly, as the business grew,
Yeah.
I kind of shifted for more operations and wholesale and marketing. But yeah.
Okay, cool. So your job now is quite diverse, right? You do quite
Yeah, I look over a lot of different things,
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
with definitely like operations
Yeah,
and
yeah,
brand, yeah. And then we have our marketing team and
yeah.
production, everything. But I do look over a bit of everything.
And dealing with us as well, with Farron and myself.
Yeah.
Okay, apologies for the noise. Okay, cool. So let's get a little bit into like before we started working together, maybe like so. What could you, if you remember? Because I'm not sure if you. It's probably been like a while since we started working together because we started working together, but then we stopped, and then we started, and then we kind of
Yes.
together again. So
I
let's talk
I
about
don't
let's
remember exactly when it was because the
let's talk.
year was like messy.
Yeah, so let's talk about the second time that we worked together.
Mhm.
What kind of challenges, if you remember, what challenges were you maybe facing with the online marketing side before we started working together again?
So we obviously one of the biggest our biggest focus in our business is our ecom.
Yeah,
Um, and we are always like it's always one of the biggest priorities is to grow our ecom because our direct to consumer because it's beyond the revenues. We feel like we have a bigger connection with our clients this
yeah,
way,
yeah,
and it's like a source that we can always control. So we always been quite lucky to have um, quite a big direct to consumer business, but we felt like we were not taking like we're not having the full potential. Like there was way more clients to reach. Obviously, I have a bit of background on Facebook ads, online marketing, but it was at the end of the day, it's also time consuming to look over
yeah,
that side of the business.
yeah.
Takes a lot of time, analytics, just a lot. So we
Yeah,
felt like we needed someone that could just like that actually knew what we're doing and that would just understand the type of people, the type of audience we wanted to target, and that could just do that and just at the end of the month tell us this is what we have been doing. And because we do with all the agencies and everyone that we work with, we really like to have the feedback,
yeah,
like this is what we're doing, this is what's working, what's not working. And that's something we feel like we have a lot to you guys. It's like all the feedback, like this is not working, this went well, we need to rethink this strategy. And we really like to have that because obviously uh, we are passing the responsibility of this side of our business, but we always feel like we are always there and we know what's going on.
yeah. And ultimately, we're spending your money, so so
Exactly.
exactly, yeah. So there always needs to be a level of transparency when it comes to that side. That's cool.
Yeah.
So before you started once again working with us, were you working with another agency or?
Yeah. So we did work with another agency before. We did not, every agency, every person has a different way to work.
Yeah,
We did not like the way they were working. So then we start working together again. I
yeah.
don't know exactly when that was because
Think so. I was just having a word of one media buyer. It was around April times. Again, once again. So no, that not it's probably like, yeah, probably like I would say 8 months ago now.
okay, yeah.
I'll give you a brief insight into what happened when Lalingi came back on as a brand, right? So when you guys came back on, I don't know if you remember, but we took over the ad
Yeah.
account again, and there was just like so many problems in the ad
Mm-hmm.
account. So, like you, first and foremost, for anyone that runs ads will know that you kind of need to run conversion campaigns to get sales. And you guys weren't running any conversion campaigns when you guys came back on. So we were like, okay, we need to get that kind of going again. So yeah, there's like a few tweaks that we done and a few re-optimizations that were done. And now things are looking quite good. So we're gonna get a little bit into that, what that's kind of looking right now. But yeah, I mean that just kind of leads me on to the next question, which is just like what specific like strategies, I guess, do you feel like our agency kind of provide you that you found most valuable? And for me to feel free to take your time to kind of think as well about anything, but like anything that's kind of stood out in terms of strategies wise that you feel like has kind of worked well for the brand.
I mean, the first thing comes to my mind. I really like the approach. For example, I'm just thinking about the earrings. I
Yeah,
remember that we earrings is something that we launched not. I mean, it's been a year, I think, ago, but we
yeah,
never actually gave it too much thought. That was just something we had. We never actually pushed a lot. And I remember you guys saw that on our website and saw it was something people were um buying, and that's something that obviously has a lower cost compared to our bags. And
yeah,
you guys really made we sat down and you guys like, I think we should push the earrings. Um it will be very beneficial for our for the ads, for everything. And I think we started running a few campaigns on that, and it really like, especially we noticed a lot in the past few months around the holidays and Christmas, New Year's. We did see a spike in the sales of the earrings,
yeah,
which is also, it's a really nice way to grab people into the website, and then they just end up seeing everything else and
yeah.
just coming back. I think that's uh the first thing that comes to my mind. There are probably more.
Yeah. So I guess my that one of the strategies that I was very excited about when we're working with Lilingi was the archive sale side.
Yeah,
We never really put
that too.
much attention onto the archive sales. So you guys have the brand has a like a part of the website where you guys put like archive sale stuff in, like well archive stuff or some like well archive stuff into there. And I was like, this is obviously an easier way for us to kind of run like what we call like a sale, if that makes sense, but isn't
Mm-hmm.
really a sale because you guys are the luxury side. But obviously, because of the level of ad spend that you guys have, it might be worth to kind of move on to that, and we kind
Mm-hmm.
of that out, and that worked really well. And we're still running those archive sale ads up until now. So I think that strategy was quite cool that we can kind of like look into your website and see what you guys are doing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as the strategist, I'd love the content that you guys put out, especially recently. I feel like another thing that we spoke about was like the type of content that we speak about a lot with Alia, and I'm always like pushing Alia and being like, just go on your social,
Yeah, yeah.
post stuff. And I see that you guys are doing a lot more relatable stuff, which is like it's less product focused and it's more
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that I feel like that's probably something that hopefully we had something to do with.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think it was really good to have your feedback, because from not only content, email campaign, but I do feel like the content was the biggest change in the past year. But yeah, you guys had quite an influence, and every time we have any meetings, any calls that you guys say like, okay, this is working, we should try this. I always pass it to the team to see like, okay, we have these ideas, we got these suggestions, like I think we can do from our side. So yeah, I think it also had an influence in the change of content we put out.
yeah.
Same for email marketing, and yeah.
Awesome. Sorry. That was bad. It's all right. Like also Mariana, if there's any, this will get cut up and edited. So if,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, if there's anything like you're like don't include that in or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
that will get cut. That's totally fine. Okay, cool. So no. So a little bit more in terms of what we're continuing to speak about our time kind of together. Is there any specific maybe metrics or success stories that you can share? I know we're still kind of playing on like the whole like success side. But yeah, any specific metrics in terms of like maybe the ad side of things that you kind of wanted to speak about?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think the past months, in the past 8 months, in the whole have been quite a success story
Yep.
compared to what we experienced before.
Yeah.
Um, I think the when we reached the 2.5 roller, um, that was like quite nice for us to know that our money is actually um getting turned into something, because
Exactly.
obviously
Yeah.
it's good to see, okay, this is actually working and we're actually getting a turn on our investment. Um, and I think last year we reached the six figure on our return on our ads, so that was also quite good. Yeah, I think that's the metrics that come to my mind first.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, we don't really want to go too much into the actual figures and stuff like that. But yeah, like, I think at the moment we're at about 3x return in terms of ROAS. And yeah, this year our plan is just kind of to continue to see if we can scale you guys, especially with the e-com side, because you guys do really well with like the wholesale side. So it's just about trying to push that e-com side on your end, basically. And yeah, hopefully we can do that. So I guess just a couple more questions. How has our partnership, I guess, help you achieve maybe your brand goals in terms of what you guys, or I guess you can also talk about what the goal is, kind of the goals are for this year for the Linky as well.
I mean, I would say that one of our biggest goals this year, as I said, we always focus a lot on growing our e-com, but I feel like this year more than ever, we really want to scale and maximize as much as possible our e-com and not only the e-com, like the website and the ads and everything, but more like also the customer experience. So we are trying to develop a few ideas around that. But yeah, it's definitely scaling our direct to consumer business. We are revamping our website at some point in the next few months, hopefully. And we have quite a few new bags coming out that new styles that are very promising, and we're really excited to see how they perform, how the public reacts to it. And yeah.
Awesome. Sounds good. And I guess that was kind of answered my question, which is just what are you most excited about the brand's future, and maybe just working of us, like what are you kind of most excited about our partnership?
I think it's obviously continuing growing, trying new things in terms of content, of ads, new campaigns. We are really investing a lot into different shoots, like for the website, for socials. So we want to keep growing that. And like our visuals, really, we are really investing a lot and really rethinking the way we present the brand. Yeah, I think that's mostly it.
Cool. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, I think going into 2024, one of the things that every single brand, no matter how big or small you are, you need to focus on the content side of things. Like 2024, content is a big thing, and relatability. Are you guys going to be focusing much on like influencer side or like creator side this year, or is it just not that?
So we are obviously still working. We work a lot with influencers. We have been quite lucky in the past 5 years to work with a lot of really good influencers that kind of became part of the brand in a very organic way. So we felt like that always had a really big impact on how we performed, on not only like sales, but also like just brand brand awareness. So we are obviously still investing in that. We want to expand a bit who we work with. We are just to not only reach like new regions, but also, like new, because with TikTok and everything, there's something we are also exploring, because it's a very different type of creators and content that we worked in the past. So we are starting to slowly branch into that. But yeah, we also last year we now have someone in house that creates some content for us. We also working quite regularly with another girl here in London that does some really cool content for our socials, and we are also planning to do a few more like editorial shoots for the website and email campaigns. So something is a bit more nice, because we know that that type always works better for like website, and then the more approachable content for socials.
Awesome. So lots of content on the way. I'm looking forward to seeing the folders full of our folders full of shared content. Perfect. Yeah. So we're nearly towards the end. I think. Sorry. The last couple of questions. The last one, well, penultimate one, would probably be if there's any advice you'd give anyone maybe wanting to either like scale their business, whether they're near the beginning mark, like what type of advice would you give from the experience that you have to someone trying to scale their business?
I mean, I think it's look for people like also look for people that know what you're doing, because obviously everyone has their craft. So I think it's really important to collaborate with people that know that they're good in what they're doing, and just because as I think as a brand owner, and when you're working with not like a brand, your brand, it's your baby, let's say.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I think um most people want to control everything and just do everything themselves, and it just gets to a point where it's not possible. So I think it's really important to get delegate and just bring people into your team, even if it's like actual team members or agencies that know that are just know exactly what you're doing and can focus and help you grow in different parts of your business. That's marketing, social media, wholesale.
Yeah, cool. Good agencies.
Yeah, good agencies. Yeah,
Yeah.
be careful with
So yeah,
who you
there's
work.
some
Yeah.
bad ones out there. Cool. And then last question is just if you do have any advice of anyone that might be considering kind of coming on and working with us, what would you say to them? And this is more of a selfish question because obviously, but yeah, what would you kind of say to them that's kind of
No,
considering?
I would say obviously go for it. Um, as Sebastian mentioned, we worked a lot. We work with other agencies. We had some other experiences, and we end up going back because we just felt like that we we were getting the results with you guys and not the other agencies, and we just felt safe, and just the way you guys work is very similar to the way we work, and it's exactly what we need. So yeah, I would say go for it.
Well, you mean communication wise, right? In terms of like
Communication, yeah, just straight to the point. Like if we need, it's not because we have like meetings quite like every month, and there's always like if we need anything, just there's always WhatsApp. So it's very like open conversation. If
yeah.
anything comes up, if we think of something, if we have any questions, it's very like always straightforward, and we like that because we just always need to be in contact with every aspect. We always need to know what's going on in every part of our business.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for that. And last and certainly not least, if you want to just kind of finish and end off maybe giving like the handles to the Instagram and then saying so if someone's interested in buying anything from the Lingy store, just let them know where they need to go and then yeah.
So we are on Instagram at Walingi London. I actually checking if TikTok is the same. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
So Walingi London on socials, and laglingi.com on online.
And if they can even find you in stores, right? I think they can find you in
Yeah. So if you are in London, you can find us in Selfridges, in actual store. Then we are also in Harrod, but mostly online, and then in quite a few stores worldwide, in the US and Middle East, and a few European stores.
nice, awesome.
But if you go on our website, it's all
Yeah.
there, so you can find
Website,
it.
but you can
Yeah,
track
because yeah,
it. Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today, Mariana. I'm gonna
you're
stop.
welcome.